Then
Let's start recording. I'm gonna start
I'll hit
recording.
record again.
I'm gonna hit record for the first time.
Oh, well, they didn't miss much.
For the first time.
In forever.
Is that how? I'm sure there's a song that goes for the first time, right?
Yeah, treat it like it's the first time. Or something like that.
I don't know.
It feels like the first
Oh,
time.
right, that's a song.
That's a song.
Yep.
Then from Frozen, there's the first time in forever. And I'm sure that there's more than just two examples.
There's probably a lot.
Yeah.
Lord Shaper. He went in to make his orcs tall.
Nice.
Some sick tall orc action. Those tall orcs look good. That's why you gotta be a little better, Ben.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta bring a little more professionalism to this outfit.
Well, either that or you're just talking about sick orc action.
I will. You're assuming that will stop once the show begins.
Yeah, true.
And you would be wrong.
Welcome to Rouse Around the Roundtable, episode 275. My name is Ben Bumhofer. It's confusing because it's Thursday, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hello.
Hello.
It's the sound of undead on Thursday.
Shouldn't that be like in the morning or something, or the super late?
I mean, it's the... Thursdays are not good days, so it's just hello. That's the...
True.
Hello, Ben. There's no... it's easy to get the hello down because you hear the NPCs say it enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. They don't say Ben a lot.
Hello, Ben. You just, continue the voice.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
Hello. Really, it's just the hello I can do. They should sing the Adele song.
Hello.
Actually,
I'm surprised. You know what? I bet someone's done that.
It's not a bad idea. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, let's do the list of things we're gonna do.
Hello from the other side.
And then, of course, there's Lionel Richie. Just hello. Is it me you're looking for? I don't know why I got really excited at the end there.
Well,
that was
they're happy to be singing. Somebody let them out. It's time to sing.
Exactly. Of course, they sound like that because their vocal cords are rotting. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. That turns out that's true. That's canon.
Yeah, there's no reason why I had to explain that either.
Nope. Well, some of them are rotting. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them have been cooked to a tanned hide.
Some of them are mummified. Some of them are juicy. It's.
Some of them are, as the Bo Schwartz would say, skeletal.
Yeah, I love it how he mispronounces that. But anyways, we're here to talk about World of Warcraft.
I mean, we are, technically.
Oh, that's true.
Hello.
Hello. That's just what this episode's title, just right there. Hello.
Hello. How are you going to spell it phonetically to convey that we're helloing?
I have it HELLOOOOOOO.
Okay. Hello.
Should I add an H on the end?
No, I don't think they got an H.
Yeah, okay. Because this could also be hello.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, something special happened to you. That sounds weird, but
it really does. It sounds like this story's gonna go to weird places. Congratulations, John. Woo! Yay!
I got a bionic leg now.
I did it.
No, well, okay, let's rewind. So, if you're listening to this not during the week we're recording it, Tuesday was the day that the artifact weapons exploded with power. If you did the quest line.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't do the quest line, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, that's true. So yeah, I mean, let's get the big spoiler out of the way, and then I can walk you through the adventure that was this little bit of business.
I'm excited.
The biggest checkbox on my Legion to-do list has officially been checked.
Ooh. Ooh.
I am the proud owner of the Mage Tower artifact appearance for my Outlaw Rogue.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
very excited for you.
I was very excited and also incredibly surprised, and the story goes like this. So
Break into song because that'd be great.
it really did seem like it should have. So on Monday, the Mage Tower was active. This would have been before all the patch business, but the Mage Tower was up. Okay, thank you, Ben.
Okay.
And your swaying and song is fine.
Sorry, it's just for some reason I went back to my little shop of horror in high school days.
So yeah, I went on Monday and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna need to get serious about this. They had at that point announced that it was going to be up permanently, but they hadn't put in the quest line or any of that yet. So I decided, well, if it's going to be up permanently, I should give it a try. I should get used to this. I should just get in and get some practice done. So first attempt was a joke. I got basically 2 imps showed up and I went, I don't know what to do. And and that was the end of that.
So many imps.
Second attempt went considerably better. I got her down to 50%, which is about as good as I've ever done. And that was, having not fought her for a couple months. And I thought, well, wait a minute. If I can take that big of a break, come back, and in 2 attempts, get her to 50%, I think I have a shot at this, maybe. If I really dedicate myself. I just need to be dedicated. So I did what anybody would do in that situation. I turned off WoW and went to bed.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, it's a real good way to power through the moment.
Yeah.
Next day, Mage Tower comes up permanently. We get a nice big buff. And I think, okay, well, I've been meaning, among other things, with this show, one of the things I'd like to do more of is stream. Put out a little more WoW content out there for people. And for whatever reason, people really like the idea of watching me bang my head against the wall that is the Mage Tower.
Well, I have found that people enjoy suffering.
And
it's like a train wreck.
Yeah, and I definitely was. So there was plenty to go around. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to put in a little practice once again. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get prepared. I went over there, queued up. First fight, better than the first fight the night before, but not a lot better.
Okay.
Or so actually, this wouldn't have been Tuesday. This would have been yesterday. This would have been Wednesday night. So I apparently skipped a day. But anyway.
You slept a really long time.
I slept. I did what you do. I slept. Okay. So that was fine. It was an okay attempt. And I thought, well, apparently that artifact change didn't help that much because I'm still getting cooked. So I thought, all right, I'll do one more practice, and then maybe I'll set up a time when I'm going to stream. We can make it a whole big thing, go back in, and start fighting her. And I start doing really well.
Ooh.
I'm managing the imps, and she teleports back to the back part of the cave. And I race over there, and she summons way too many imps. The first part where I usually panic and go, too many imps! But I managed through that. I managed to take them down in an appropriate and effective fashion.
Good job, good job.
And suddenly there's no imps, and I'm just hitting her. And there's no imps around me. And then more imps appear, but I take care of them, which was easy to do because there were no more imps. And I'm just like, this is going okay. So she teleports again, which I think is maybe the second time I've ever seen her teleport twice.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, so I run down there, I fight her, and it gets a little bumpy for a minute, but, my healing potion and skills managed to win out, and I managed to get back up to full health, and okay, that was a little iffy, but doing all right. She teleports again. I race over there, and I managed to do it again. I'm like, this is going pretty good. So by the time she teleports one more time, and I'm running towards her, and there's only 2 imps out, and I kill them on the way to her and she has
Nah.
no more imps around her, I'm thinking, unless I really mess this up, I think I might have this.
Nice.
And
That's when you messed up.
I did, actually. That is where I messed up. But I messed up at a point where it was recoverable. It wasn't the end of the world. Basically, there's fuming imps that if you let them last too long, they put a big patch on the ground. You can't stand there. If you try to move through it, you're slowed. And I did not kill one fast enough. It put a patch down. I got stuck in it. I got hit by a boulder right as she put up her big shield and started pelting me with stuff. I was like, oh, this is going to go bad. But I popped every cooldown. Everything was on cooldown at that particular moment because I was trying to do it without... Maybe this was a bad strategy. I was trying to do it without cooldowns because I wanted them in circumstances like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I popped all the cooldowns, managed to get through it, was like, okay. And it started to build again. It started to get overwhelming. And next thing I know, she's dead. And I was feeling pretty good. And I was surrounded by imps that were still there. And I had a moment of panic thinking, oh no. Does it only count if you also kill all the imps? Because there's a lot of imps to deal with right now. But they eventually disappeared. And let me tell you, that quest line ends very anticlimactically.
Oh, really?
Unless I missed something, she dies.
I've been known to walk away from things.
It's true, but she died. And I was left alone in a cave. And I was like, okay, hello? Is somebody gonna get me? Somebody teleported me here. Nothing. No text being like, oh, good job. You did it. Nothing. I'm just sitting quietly in a cave. And I was like, well... It says quest complete. I guess I'll go back to Dollarhand. So I
did you do the right-click leave scenario?
Oh, no, I didn't think about that.
Oh.
I was scared. I was like, I don't want to do that again. I feel like that's the only time I'm ever going to be able to do this. No, I went back and got the weapons, and that was incredibly satisfying by the time it was all said and done.
Very good.
And, did the obligatory take a picture of it, post it on Twitter. The only thing that was a bummer in the whole thing, and it's a little bummer.
Okay.
Is that I posted it. I was feeling very happy, very excited. And exactly as soon as I posted it, I already knew what was going to be said. And I was just like, here it comes. It's fine. Just be prepared for it. And sure enough, response number one.
Let me guess. Hey, you got good.
No.
Oh, okay.
That would have been fine. Somebody did say that, though.
Oh.
But no. Response number one was, yeah, that artifact power boost really makes it easy.
I have a story to tell you, John. That artifact power boost might not make it easy for everybody. So yesterday, I'm all like, I've got about 20 minutes before raid. Let's see if I can knock this out. So I go in, queue up for it. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. And I'm like, this is going to be great. I'm going to be interrupting the mage a whole bunch more and, basically burning my CC stuff on that as opposed to the things that end up killing everybody because that kills everybody. So, because everything kills everybody. And then I'm going through and I'm like, okay, doing okay. I guess Concordance is hitting and, I've got that going on for a whole bunch of times. I'm healing and stuff. And I'm finding that my heals are hitting a lot harder, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I died because I had a whole bunch of stuff on me that I normally don't because I use my CC to save myself. And so I'm like, yeah, it's still hard for me because I suck. So
are they imps? What are the things that ruin your life?
Ghost people.
Oh, okay.
There's rogue ghost people, mage ghost people, and hunter ghost people. But here's the thing, John. Last night, okay, so we didn't actually raid last night. We basically just got on and talked while we did other random crap in game because
Okay.
it's that time of expansion.
It is.
And so I was talking to I don't remember exactly who. It might have been Mew, but basically I was saying like, how long does it take everybody to do their actual mage tower thing? Like how long does it take you to have a round to go through it?
I don't know. It feels like, so the problem is I never checked the time. It feels like forever.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it is. I know my cooldowns, even my long cooldowns, can fully cycle multiple times on an encounter. So okay. I mean I don't think it's a negligible amount of time if you complete it.
Well, I was talking to someone. It's like, and again, I'm sorry, I forgot exactly who. It had to be Mew because I think he's the only one who has gotten it out of the people who were on last night. But he's like, yeah, the first time was like it took him about 7 minutes or so, and then the next time it got down to about maybe 3 minutes on a different character or something like that. I don't remember exactly what, but it was basically 3 to 7 minutes or so to get it done. And I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing about the healing one is that if you get to the very end and you die, that's like another 15 to 20 minutes that you've got to go all the way through again because there's like so many different stages in it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know if I really cared like so much, even though it's supposed to be easier now to do all that. But I don't know. I mean, it's one of the things I already swore off that I wasn't going to do. But now that it's like just a little bit closer to my grasp, I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. You're seeing your friends get it. It's like, oh, it's attainable. I mean, I know I got a boost. I saw earlier in that day, I saw Ro in chat say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it.
Oh, Ro who said it. It was Ro. He was saying that originally, like, it took him, I think, like 7 minutes. Then it got down to 3 or something like that. So at least I think it was Ro. Dang, I don't know anymore. I'm confused. My mind's all over the place. But the thing is like, yay for damage dealers because your weapon went up. I'm healing people. My weapon doesn't really come into play too much with that. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, okay, I healed for a little bit more than I did before, but that still doesn't stop if someone gets one-shotted. So for me, it really is all about the mechanics and not how fast I can kill things.
I still think it's definitely heavily about the mechanics. Like, looking at the fight, I will say this. The impact that I think the boost to my artifact weapon had was, I think it made it a shorter fight, which meant that mistakes that I made that could have potentially ended that fight didn't because she was dead before then.
And you can kill the imps faster, so you had more time to spend on her.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I will say another big change that happened that had nothing to do with them increasing the artifact power is I finally got what was considered a good rogue legendary. And and so what it was is it's the signet of Ravencrest or something like that. It's a ring, and basically it gives my attacks AoE all the time.
And I just realized that I didn't swap my legendary so that I had Pride As on. That probably would have saved me last night. Dang it.
That actually, so Pride As actually has a big impact on that fight because that's what I took off to equip this ring.
Oh, really?
And I noticed I had to put way more effort into survival than I normally do. Like, it used to be that I could survive, but I would get overwhelmed by the imps because I just wasn't killing them fast enough. Because I was going very heavily in survival.
Okay.
In this particular case, I had the Ravencrest ring or whatever it's called, and I had Valera's pants on, which I don't know if that makes sense because Valera doesn't wear pants, but I mean maybe that's because I'm wearing them.
Well, I mean, you might have Valera's underpants on and then something on top. It's like, think of like a never nude situation.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, I'm like wearing Tobias's pants, but I'm not wearing his cutoffs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because Valera's wearing the cutoffs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I got it.
Yeah.
So
that's how that works, John.
Yep, figured it out. So yeah, I don't know. I think I think that was the big impact that it had for me. Is it just made things that I probably could have done quicker, and therefore overall the fight mechanic was a little more forgiving. And I don't know what it's like for the healer. I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at the tank one either. But yeah, I can definitely see damage dealers benefiting more than the other classes.
And now that I think about it, though, is if I do switch to Pride as, I have that extra bit of health. Well, essentially, what it is, it's health.
Yeah.
In myself, so I can focus more on healing and not have to worry about running around and CCing as much. So that might actually do it for me.
I mean, it's worth a try. See how you do.
Probably end up doing it. And you know what? If I totally eat crow and be like, hey, I'm not going to do this, and then get it, then guess who wins? Me.
Yeah, you. And people are going to be happy for you. I would be happy for you. I'm not going to be like, you said you wouldn't get it. I'll just be like, dude, that's awesome. You got it. You should get it. Because, it's going to go away. I don't think realistically I'm going to get it on any of my other tunes. But as soon as I got it, I was like, well, what if I brought my warrior in here? It started to creep into other ideas as well.
And I'm sitting here like, that flail for paladin tanks is really cool.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's really cool.
I went through to see if there were any others, and please nobody take this as an insult if one of your favorite weapons are in there. I don't expect everyone to like my rapiers that I was so into, but I did go through and look.
I am sad that my rogue will never get those rapiers because they're really cool.
Okay. But I just don't want people to feel bad because this isn't meant as a slight. It was just for me personally. I went through and looked at the list, and the only ones that really got me excited were the flails because it's there's nothing else in the game like it. There are others that look very cool, but there's nothing else that looks quite like that in the game right now. So that felt like something I really would have wanted to get. I also kind of like the Demon Hunter one, but I'm not a DPS Demon Hunter. I'm a tank Demon Hunter. But it is cool that you get basically what Illidan uses now, seeing as we robbed him at the Black Temple. We took the Warglaves, so now he's got these fiery things, and that's what you get.
I wonder if after he came back, he's like, "Where are my glaives?"
He's just whistling as you slowly scoop them under the bed.
No, but even better, imagine if you're a demon hunter with that appearance. No, sorry, Illidan. No, sir.
He's sorry. Just like, you just made it look like them. It's not even them. What are you doing with the actual ones?
I sold them.
They're in a bank.
Well, can I have them back?
No, I need them.
I am my blades.
These are for me now.
That'd be great.
So I just pull out his bandana and tie it around my head. He's like, "Is that mine too?" Yeah. You're not even a demon hunter. You're just a rogue. It's my training eye band. He's like, but how does you can see? You know what? I'm done asking questions.
Oh man, so we the raid team last time that it was the Burning Crusade time walking, we totally jumped in with Jocelyn's group and ran time walking for the I can't even think what it's called.
Black Temple?
Thank you. Black Temple. I was like, the Burning Throne? No. I'm like, the Black Crusade? No.
Burning Temples?
Yeah, didn't work. But so we went with them and everything, and by the way, they've totally fixed the lockout, so you can do 2 separate nights, which is great.
Oh, that's cool.
But so we're going through and everything, and then we kill Illidan on our second attempt, and the blindfold dropped for me, and I'm like, yay! Now I never have to go through here again. Even though I don't have the legendaries, but I'm not really hunting them or anything. But yeah. No, anyways, I'm really happy for you, and you're right. Those rapier appearances are so cool, and for the pirate spec, I really thought that they would have been attainable not through a super difficult thing. But is that pretty much what you're probably going to be transmogging them, your weapons as, going forward for at least quite a while?
Probably. There is all good things, There are things where you get it, and once it's in your hands, there are things you perhaps didn't realize until you owned them. And I don't know if this is a recent change, because I remember this. Let me back up. Do you remember? I don't even know if you were playing back when this happened. This was a long time ago. This is a really long do you remember. Do you remember when they did the scaling on the human female weapons?
I remember.
And all of a sudden everybody who played a human female was like, what the hell happened to my weapons?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I used to be very jealous of that because I liked I mean, maybe I was just into it at the time, but I liked the, like, badassery that was the swords that were big as a man, just taking them out, just smacking people with it. And then I'd get on my Blood Elf, and the weapons for Blood Elves were scaled down to almost a dainty level, like they were very tiny. Well, I feel like somebody came through, or maybe it's not the case for the Legion weapons because they want them to feel big and important. But the scaling on them are very big. Way bigger than you would expect. Like when they're on my hips, the blades are almost going into the ground. It feels like a whole person behind me. It's hard to tell. If you're looking at my picture, it's hard to tell in the picture. I didn't notice until I was running around with them. But they are massive. They are not elegant little weapons. They are like if Cloud from Final Fantasy VII decided to get into fencing, like this is what he would come up with. And it's fine. It's good. That's not a complaint, but it is a moment where I was just like, wow, those are very large.
Yeah, I have to agree.
So I don't know if that's true for all Blood Elf weapons right now, or if that's just the thing they're doing on the big artifact weapons. Because it's the same way with my the Thunder Fury appearance that I have for him. Like those are surprisingly giant when I put them on my back.
Well, maybe it's because they're artifacts, so they have to be very noticeable, or so. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean nobody wants to be like I got Ashbringer and it looks like you cut bread with it.
Yeah, okay, so that's one of the great things about being a paladin who's also a Tauren. She holds up that Ashbringer and you're like, that's Ashbringer. Yep, definitely.
Big
Pretty
as
big.
a cow.
Yeah, of course that's one of the reasons why I love the bulwark of shield is that it is as big as she is. That shield, it is so good.
But I mean, it is exciting to me because you want to have cool looking weapons, and going into this expansion, we're going to some troll zones, and it's got a good troll aesthetic. But
if you like that sort of thing,
and I do when I'm on my trolls. I mean, okay, I got one more story to tell. This is an embarrassing one.
Well, John, you've never told an embarrassing story on here before.
And it's still in the middle of it. Okay.
Okay, now what's going on?
So, we have discussed that I was having a little headcanon trouble with where my character would be in Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah.
To resolve this, I decided, what if my character was different, my rogue? What if we made it a different character?
Okay.
So I race changed her to a Nightborn.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I have to level this other Nightborn all the way from the bottom to the top. And I feel like I've got a redundancy going here that I just don't want to have. So I race changed my rogue again to an undead.
Okay.
Start back at the beginning. And then for reasons I can't really explain, I got upset about that idea.
Oh, jeez.
And they were the race changes were on sale. So I decided, well, we got to do this the right way. So I went onto the beta and I made a bunch of rogues of various races to see what seemed like the best. and I determined that I needed to be a troll rogue. So I race changed to a troll.
Okay.
So then I got it was cool because I did a whole troll transmog thing. This is what reminded me of it, because you said, do you like troll? Look, I do on trolls because I was one recently. And then I had what we'll say is the come to Jesus moment, as they say, where I thought, you know what? Because it was actually the first 2 attempts to take down the tower boss was on the troll. And actually, now that I'm saying that, that's why I didn't try on Tuesday. Because there's a lockout period on how frequently you can race change. And I wasn't allowed to on Tuesday. So, here's what I did. The story goes places.
I'm looking at your Twitter again to see what race you were when you actually got those.
Don't spoil yourself, Ben. We'll get there.
Okay.
So I realized that ultimately this is all going to feel hollow. Like, I have headcanon. I'm not sure that my character would follow Sylvanas with what she's doing. I'm pretty sure my character would have figured it out by now. But at the end of the day, I realized that when I'm playing through the expansion, I want to do it on the character that I have always wanted to play, even when I couldn't play the character. You know, when I started in vanilla, I was a undead blood elf rogue. And then they gave me the option to be a blood elf, and I made my dream a reality. And I just realized that I'm just not going to be happy if I'm not the character that I have identified with all this time. So I bought another race change, and I changed back to a blood elf. So
I'm proud of you, John.
Here's the problem, Ben.
Yeah.
I felt like I had given Blizzard enough money for very little. And I tried to cheat the system.
Oh, no.
I didn't want to pay the $10 for a name change. So I came up with a brilliant plan.
Okay.
I would pay for the race change, which lets you change your name. I would delete my monk, which had the name that I wanted. Do the race change, and then character restore the monk. The name would be taken, and I'd have to change the name. Saved $10 in this incredibly expensive, worthless journey that I've taken.
So, did that work?
Nope. It doesn't work. Public service announcement. Blizzard is on to you. And if you try to restore a character that has the name of a character that's already in your account, they just don't let you bring that character back.
Oh, John.
So that monk's dead to me. It's fine. She was only level 105. Where's the value in that? I'm sure she had gold. I assumed she'd be right back, so I didn't worry about it.
Okay, for your birthday, I will buy you, let's see, 1, 2, 3 name changes. How's that?
Thank you, Ben.
Happy birthday.
It'll be the best $30 I've ever spent.
Is it going to be 30 then, or is it going to be more? Like, I don't remember how much the price is when it's actually on sale.
It's not on sale anymore. Only one of these race changes was on sale.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Well, remind me in 2 months. And, that means you're going to go into Battle for Azeroth without, well, you don't care about the monk, so.
No, but I was really enjoying playing that monk.
Yeah, it's a fun...
Maybe I'll enjoy starting all over as a monk. It'll be fine.
You're never going to level that high again on a monk.
Can Nightborn be monks?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like that'd be a good monk class, monk race. And then I could give up the dream that is this warlock that's getting nowhere.
Okay, I gotta find out now. Is it actually... Can they be monks? I don't know. I feel like they can, but I also feel like I'm wrong. So why did I click the link and it went back to Google? That's
Chat
really weird.
room says Nightborn can be monks. So
Oh,
I'm
that's good.
gonna believe Lord Shaper, who told me, and maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll abandon the warlock.
What level is the warlock at now?
I don't know.
You just don't care, do
I
you?
don't, because all I ever do is go in and press the same buttons, and it takes the same length of time for everything to die, and I just sit there and it just happens.
Yeah, and I can confirm they can be monks.
Sweet.
So this whole like identity crisis of I don't think my character would actually do this with Sylvanas thrown aside because you're just gonna completely do the next expansion as Eos again.
Here's the story that's in my head now.
Okay.
My character in headcanon knew Sylvanas prior to the fall of Silvermoon.
Mm-hmm.
Owes in many ways her life to Sylvanas and the actions of her rangers. And maybe does not agree with the decisions that the new war chief is making and is sad about that because it's like
Okay.
losing a friend, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
But her other allies, aka my alts, are going to war and are potentially going to die in this frivolous war. And the only way that that can be helped is to join them and help them.
Makes sense.
So, rather than walk away, Eos is returning to the battlefield.
Okay.
That's the story, because ultimately I realized that it's just not going to feel right if it's a different character for me. That's not to say that that won't be the case for everybody. Some people, it just doesn't matter who you're logged in as. But for me, at the end of the day, me and that character have been through a lot of stuff for a long time, and I think that's where I need to be at going into the next expansion.
So, okay. That's one of the reasons why I spent the time going through and leveling up my Nightborn Mage. Instead of, just doing a race change or, a level buyout, which I forget what they're called now. So for me, I have that whole concept of yay, go horde based off of, like her backstory and everything like that. So it totally works for me. I'm really sad I'm not going to delete Alanya, but I'm sad to be stepping away from her because of the history, like you said.
Yeah.
So that's why when I went through and I actually did the the artifacts weapon questline in Silithus, I went through that and it was kind of like okay, this is the last hurrah for her. And so I'm going through and I'm killing stuff and I randomly give a guy toilet paper that's silk.
Did you?
I stuck around after you turn in the quest, which you totally need to do.
Okay. I have an important question about this area, but
okay.
We can finish the toilet paper bit first.
Okay. Well, did you stick around after you turned it in?
To watch him wander around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I didn't remember that happening the first time I did it. And Set's like, hey, you're as bad as John and not sticking around. I'm like, I don't remember. So I don't remember if I did before or not.
I did see the results of his fiery butt.
Yeah, I did that like either Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was so happy that I stayed. But okay, so what's your question about that area?
Did you read the book?
I have the book. I got it. It actually dropped for me. I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
So that is an interesting bit that is, of course, scary. I continue to just be like, what? I feel like there are enough red flags at this point. I don't know if we need to put up any more red flags, but maybe they're not actually flags, Ben. Maybe they're red herrings.
So are you talking about the book that drops from the ogre?
Yes.
Okay.
Which talks about a lady shrouded in darkness and people following her like sheep, and her leading all of the sheep off the edge of a cliff so that the crows can grow fat off of the bodies of the sheep while she laughs.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Wow. Okay, so do you Were you with us with when we did killed the tree in Emerald Nightmare?
Yeah, the whispery tree.
Yeah. And you remember how it basically talked about how Sylvanas is being like doing something horrible and how like she's this evil thing and stuff like that?
I believe Sylvanas' prophecy was that on the at the point of her fourth or fifth death, something like that, uh, she will open the door for us or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's some sort of red herring, what if it's a different Windrunner?
Maybe. I mean, one of the things that I found interesting that made me think, well, maybe this is a red herring, is it says nobody questions her. But
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
everybody.
everybody is questioning her. Like, literally, the entire horde is questioning her.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay, every class said third death.
yeah, that's actually a little confusing because she's actually died more than that. But
So
she's.
she died from Arthas, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She died from jumping off the cliff, and then the Valkyries saved her. And then, well, then she died with Gen. So that was her third death.
She died. She got shot by Crowley in the back in the
Oh,
Silver Moon.
that's right.
When did she die with Gen?
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. I figured it was Gen because Gen and Sylvanas are like Moriarty and Sherlock or something. I don't know.
Right. So to me, that's three deaths, but
Hmm.
that didn't open the way for anything. So my
Or
guess is
did
that it
it?
would be the fourth death.
Yeah. At the hour of her third death, she will usher in our coming. Or do they look at it as Sylvanas is the Sylvanas that we know now as the undead version, and then there's a third death of that.
It could be. It could be some retcon, or it could be more happened on that final resurrection than we know
Yeah.
about.
True, true.
Sometimes they come back wrong. That's
Oh my god!
that's
Now
not
I'm
that
thinking of
voice at all.
the little kid just underneath the bed, like slicing Achilles tendons, and it is the. I laughed so hard during Pet Cemetery. Okay, just because of the kid, because I know that kid from like Kindergarten Cop and like Full House and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure it was terrifying when it originally came out,
Right.
but seeing that kid, like slicing Achilles tendons and saying things from Kindergarten Cop, it's like it doesn't fit together. So,
That's what the line is. Sometimes dead is better.
yeah. But so no, okay. So we're talking about different red herrings and stuff like that. Uh, I think it could be Illyria, personally, like possibly. I don't know, because she's the one who's actually starting to go into the void and the darkness that comes with that. But I mean, they just created void elves, so I don't know how they could play that up. But I mean, they've had a horde leader be evil, so who knows? But this kind of swings back around to the whole idea of Teldrassil burning. And like I talked to you about it last week before we had dinner, I think that Gen does it.
You
I
did
think he's
tell
gonna
me
go.
this theory that Gen destroys Teldrassil, and that's
Yeah.
an interesting idea.
So just reading Battle for Azeroth, Before the Storm, and just all the interactions and all the focus and how much he has this hatred for Sylvanas and the undead and everything. I think that's it. I wouldn't put it past him to try to frame up the Alliance or the Horde or something to go to war, because Anduin has always been, a peace-loving person. He strives for peace. He understands the reality of the world and everything, but it's something that he's trying to do. It's like ultimate goal type of thing. And if you look at that, Gen is one of his biggest advisors. I love the idea of him really trying to manipulate it so that he can finally get revenge on Sylvanas and everything like that. I just think it'd be cool.
I do too. I think it's a compelling, interesting idea. Sorry, I was mildly playing with the colors because everyone in the chat room is accusing me of doing this show naked at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I mentioned it way early and didn't want to warn you because I thought it was funny.
There's a red glow around the border, which is mixing with the gray shirt. This shirt right here.
Oh, that's gray?
It's gray, but it has turned it into, with the like yellow light that's over there, it has turned it into a soft, fleshy color that matches me. So I'm gonna just bunch it all up. I'll just wear it there on my chin. Now it probably just looks like I'm wearing a flesh flap over my face. Anyway, enjoy that, podcasters. You should, because you didn't have to see it, so you just had to hear about it.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Anyway, I'm wearing a shirt.
But anyways, and yeah, I know that it's on the PTR right now, but we don't have the full cinematic, and it wouldn't be the first time that they've changed something on the PTR going forward.
Yeah, they've actually been extremely cagey about what happens in the final moments of these events, so I do think there is potential for a surprise. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think there's potential.
Yeah. And I mean, look, I was wrong about Varian being brought back as an undead, which I still think would have been incredibly cool and very compelling and a very good addition to what would happen in Before the Storm. But, you know, whatever, that's something different. I don't know. I like the idea of something like big, huge, twisty thing like happening in this. Like, I'm not even saying like, oh, we need to go fight an alliance leader. We have to go kill the alliance leader at the end of the expansion. I don't care about anything like that. Just a big change, like a change up of the status quo is something that I think would be really interesting, because if us retreating off of a ridge added so much fury to the alliance, being completely framed for destroying the world tree, or well, one of them,
yeah,
that could be like monumentally huge, and I freaking love that. To me, that would be something along the lines of, okay, no diplomatic like, you know, understanding is going to be come to from this. You know, we can't be all like, Gen did it, and he's over there next to Anduin saying, no, I didn't. Nope. You know, it'd just be something that's kind of cool.
I think we're going to get some surprises this expansion. I don't think they're all going to happen right out the gate. Mm-hmm. I think Before the Storm certainly brings up some interesting ideas with where this story could potentially go, even if it makes certain things very, very clear, intentions and mindset wise. So I don't know, but I do think that we are going to see some changes, and you know, she's been a popular topic of discussion. Obviously, I have a vested interest. She's one of my favorite characters, but I do think we're going to see Sylvanas evolve. And the reason I think we're going to see her evolve is because all the evidence we're getting from Blizzard is the idea that we're not. Like, everything they're saying is like, you probably shouldn't trust her. Here's a cryptic thing saying she's evil. Here's a cryptic thing saying she's going to turn you into sheep. Here's a book where we're going to say certain things about her, and we're going to present it as just like, this is all there is to it. And they are basically banging that drum so hard that it has now come back around and made me skeptical. You know, it's like if I said, Ben,
yes, John,
don't worry, you don't have a spider on your shoulder. Seriously, don't worry about it. I'm telling Ben, look at me. You definitely don't have a spider on your shoulder.
I'm gonna look.
You shouldn't worry about. Don't even look. Don't even worry about it, because I'm telling you, you don't have a spider on your shoulder.
Okay, which shoulder is it on?
It's definitely not on your right shoulder.
Oh, there wasn't one there. Okay, cool.
Like, that's the thing, is like it has hit a point where you're saying it so much that now I've come back around to where it's like, well, now I don't believe you. I would have believed you if you had said it once, but you said it 5 times for no good reason, so now I'm not sure.
There was all the caginess about, like, you know, I'm going back to that one developer Q&A from forever ago where they said, hey, I feel like I should be, or my faction's turning into the bad guys. Should I be concerned about this?
And they said everybody should be.
Yeah. Which I'm still giving him crap for that. And like something along the lines of, hey, it's going to be okay would have been nice back when we were like far away and very speculative and that's all that we got. But you're right. For the sheer amount of oh, she's evil that we've been getting, it feels like there has to be some sort of flip going on. And I really hope so. And, I'm one of the most optimistic people in the world, like to a fault. I have really high hopes for the story into this or in Battle for Azeroth and going forward and everything. And it's going to be such a letdown if they just go with, oh, the Horde leader is evil again.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to see the story be told. And
I'm with you on that.
We'll see where it goes. We'll see how we get there. We'll see who steps up.
Really far out ballpark theory.
Okay.
This isn't going to happen.
All right.
If it does, I'm sorry. Sylvanas dies. We need a new leader for the undead. And of course, for the Horde. It'll be Bane, and then he and Anduin will be buddies, and then the battle for Azeroth will finally be over. But the new undead leader is going to be Bolvar Fordragon, because he can control the undead.
I mean, maybe.
And then he's going to turn evil, and then we need to kill another Horde leader.
That's not the most far-fetched thing I've ever heard.
What is? Oh, can you imagine if Jaina died and she got turned undead?
I mean, I have theories. Some of them relate to a book, which I will not be discussing at the moment.
Oh, okay. I need to finish that before Sunday because Ro and I are recording Rolling Restart, and I told him I'd be done by then.
It's, it goes very quick.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying it. I just have like so little free time right now. It's really hard.
Yeah, I have had people asking me when we'll talk about it. I might record some thoughts and maybe have something up at some point. We'll see.
We can definitely do it next week because I'll have finished it by Sunday.
You better have.
Yeah, I really need to. But no, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Next week is when it's going to happen. I messed with my camera, Ben, and I regret it because I have not been able to get it fixed, and now I'm just pink like a strawberry. So let that be a lesson. Don't mess with your camera in the middle of a show because you will wind up just ruining it all.
Yeah, well, I don't think you look ruined. You look pretty awesome.
I look like I'm very worn out. Like I've been lifting heavy objects all episode.
It still looks kind of mostly like
these
weird skin wrinkles. That's what it is.
I know. The problem is the shirt's just going with it. Like the shirt, apparently my skin color is gray, and therefore I will always match the gray.
Oh, on my monitor, it is not gray.
I wonder if it looks any better if I move it over to the Alliance side. Hold on. Let's see what happens. We will move Ben over to the Horde, which has made him actually look yellow. Actually, I think it might be better.
We're going to find out in a second here. Actually, I don't look yellow. This is only on your screen. On my screen, I look fine. No, on yours, you still...
I think it looks better. General consensus is it looks better over here.
Okay. Well, I'll agree with you on that then. Okay. Anyways. Sorry, podcast listeners. You should check out the video for this one. Just because you can see what John looks like without a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't cured the red face, one thing at a time, but, I don't look like I'm podcasting nude anymore.
Have you stopped podcasting nude?
I haven't started, technically, but it's getting harder and harder to believe.
Well, you're just on camera so much now, you have no choice these days. Yeah.
I've just got to make myself incredibly bright white while I have all these white screens open, and then in theory, when I close it, I'm not red anymore.
Yeah.
Now I just look washed out. It's fine. Whatever.
It's fine. But, okay, so if you had to take one crazy, super out of this world prediction that you're just making up on the spot for Battle for Azeroth and its story, what
Okay.
would?
It ends with the complete destruction of Azeroth.
Oh, what a battle! Everyone loses. It's like it we learned the lesson that war games tried to tell us.
I don't know. I'm trying.
Sylvanas just playing tic-tac-toe, realizing, oh, there's no winner here.
I'm trying to think of what my crazy prediction would be for it. I think thinking that Sylvanas is going to have some form of redemption arc is already pretty crazy because,
Just because of the evidence
yeah,
otherwise?
the evidence to the contrary is pretty damning. You know, it's
Yeah.
like having a map and it says you're going west and a compass and it says you're going west and a guide who's like, no, we're going west. And you're like, but
Look at the position of the stars.
I think maybe we're going east.
Uh,
I got a hunch.
I don't know. We'll see.
I got a strong hunch on this one.
Oh,
So,
what if by the power of the light, she's brought back to life at the end of it?
that seems crazy, Ben.
I know. I'm going like straight on. People are completely switching who they are.
You're saying the light resurrects Sylvanas?
I don't know. We have priests. Sure, why not? No, I still think that'd be really cool if Jaina was undead by the end of this expansion.
I mean, there's always been that question, right? Of like, hey, we resurrect people all the time. Like,
Yeah.
how does that make us different?
Well,
So,
it's like we're champions, we're special, or it's like Pokemon. They don't really die; they just get knocked out a whole lot.
yeah, there's a lot of it's D&D death. It's you were unconscious,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
your unconscious spirit went over to an angel
You had to find your body.
and had to run back to the body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that works. Anyways, John, thank you for joining me on this Thursday night.
Ben, thank you.
Even if you're naked, it's cool.
Mostly naked.
Mostly. But anyways, where can people find you?
Hey, if you want to find out more from me, you can follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger. I will let you know what I'm getting up to. You would have known about the whole rapier thing. Not the whole story, but you would have known about it in advance. Some sick early information coming out of that Twitter account. So follow that. If you want to hear me talk about Heroes of the Storm, you can catch me on Core.
Gore!
Which is the Heroes of the Storm show I do, part of the Frog Pants Network. Find out more information about that at heroesforyou.com.
Wait, do that one more time.
Which part?
Do the where right before where I yell core.
You can catch me on Core.
Core.
Hello.
There we go.
Or you can catch me doing a Dungeons and Dragons show every Saturday.
Is a show about Dungeons and Dragons?
No, it is me participating in an active campaign
Ooh.
run by Core's own Bo Schwartz. I'm joined by Kyle Ferguson, Kristen Ashton, and none other than Scott Johnson as a man with no penis.
And he trusts no one.
He trusts nobody.
Nothing.
That's There Will Be Dungeons. You can find out more information about that at therewillbedungeons.com. Sorry about the penis spoilers.
If you're just, it takes a little while before he sheds that topic of conversation.
But once that jar's open, man, he will tell anybody that looks at him.
Oh my gosh! By the way, Kyle's line of never mind. I can't say it because it's just too good of a thing to say.
You can tell me off the air.
I will.
Okay. Kyle killed it that last episode.
Oh my gosh, did he?
And nearly died as well. He killed it and was very nearly killed.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, therewillbedungeons.com for that. Ben, you also do things on the internet, and you should tell people about it now.
Yes. Well, first of all, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost tweeted that, but I'm like, no, I can't. I can't say that because it's too good to potentially spoil. Yeah. Anyways, on Twitter at Ben the Mage, I do a show with Aludra called Battle Pets, where we talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft. And hey, John,
Hey.
did you know that I do a Dungeons and Dragons show?
Yes.
Okay.
But you should tell the people listening at home about it.
Thanks for picking up on that.
Look, I just felt like if I said no, people would be like, John's lying. He's doing a bit.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to keep it all true in here.
Well, you know what? I'm sure they appreciate that too. But check out Secrets of Talonguard. It is a new Dungeons and Dragons show that, there's a bunch of them popping up everywhere. This is with actually Aludra, Nevermore, Everick, Zafira, and Draven, or Draven Dresden as he is known. It's fun, John.
Hey, we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons this weekend, but it's not going to be a show. It's just going to be us playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's weird.
Yeah. Sorry. No one's going to be able to listen to that one.
No one's going to know the joy that is Tibbs Fulltum.
Oh my god, Tibbs Fulltum.
That's a secret for another day.
Yeah. But no, I've got some good ideas on hopefully where you guys will go. I think it's going to be fun and exciting, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. D&D, it's popular because it turns out it's really good.
Yeah. Other than that, though, this show, Azeroth Roundtable, believe it or not, we have a Twitter. It is at AzerothRT. Every single episode that we have is found on AzerothRoundtable.com, as well as on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, whole bunch of other stuff. If you have any questions, comments, want to send us some emails that we definitely read but rarely ever respond to, that's not a good way of selling it, but I'm doing it anyway. Send those to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. I read them. John does sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. In fact, we got one just the other day. Someone was responding to your question of WoW being hard.
Did they say, no, it isn't, get good?
No, basically they're all like, yeah, when it tries to be hard, it's not as much fun as it could be. So, yeah. Other than that, guess what, everybody? That's the end of the show, but John has something else he'd like to talk about.
Yeah, this show is made possible by the good patrons who support us over at patreon.com/AzerothRT. We like to give them a big thank you for letting us do a thing that we have a really good time doing. We would do it anyway, but they've been nice enough to see to it that we get paid for it, and that's super cool. So thank you to all our patrons. And a special shout out to those who have decided to go above and beyond and really help us out in the Murloc Club. Thank you to Simon, Aaron, Mimi H, Haster, Kryn, Frasley S, Chris B, and Stephen M. Thank you for being part of our Murloc Club. And if you want to help support this show, you can by going to patreon.com/AzerothRT. That is the best way to help Ben and I do what we do. And Ben doesn't even know this, so here's a little tidbit from me to you. There's gonna be a post that I'm gonna be putting up soon. I will probably put it up there. I will probably put it up on the site, and it's probably gonna be long because I talk a lot.
Okay,
that's the official tease. But
that's a surprise to me.
I think that always scares people, though, so I'll just say it's not like I'm saying I'm leaving the show or the show's canceled. Don't worry about that. It's neither of those things.
And considering I don't know about it either, it's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, because I'd probably tell Ben first.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Ben will get to read it before I post it. I'm just giving everybody a heads up. Basically, I kind of already teased it during the show. Want to do more streaming, want to do more stuff. So yeah. It's good.
Yeah. And we still have spoiler shows to record at some point too.
We do. We got to figure out when and we got to figure out how, but we'll do it.
I know how. We do that every week. It's the when that's the hard part.
It's also true.
Yes. But anyways, thank you for joining us on this Thursday nights. And if you're listening to the podcast form or some sort of time that is not right this second, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you apparently missed me being naked.
Yeah, I see that whenever I want. Anyways, everybody...
Wait, what? that took me a minute.
Oh, so funny story. The other D&D game that I'm in, because I'm in 3 apparently, something really creepy came up. As it was just you smell better when you sleep.
Oh.
It's just a creepy thing, and I'm just like, oh god, no. And I've been trying to find a really weird, creepy time to say that, and I think I just did. That's good enough.
That's on par with asking someone, did you get ice in that drink?
Yeah, pretty much. Sarah actually just said it too, without like almost the same exact time as you did. So that's weird. Anyways, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. There's a lot of crappy stuff out in the world, so make sure to be kind and good to each other. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. That's also how the undead say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello. Bye-bye. They turn into Adam Sandler as you walk away.
Because they're so happy you're leaving?
Bye-bye, I'm an undead. They also tell everybody they're undead.
I cut you off right before they also tell everybody they're undead. Bye-bye, I'm an undead. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As soon as Kyle said that during the show, I lost it. I'm sitting at work. Thank God I wasn't taking a drink, because I lost it. It was, I mean, he's, no offense to you, but he's my favorite part of that show.
Oh, he's great.
And
he's killing it.
I mean, when he threw that out there, it was great. I mean, first of all, props to you for instigating that.
Sure.
Because that was fantastic as soon as that happened. And then Scott playing along without knowing, I'm just like, this is gold. I love it.
I reach up and feel it on my head, and you don't feel it. It's an illusion.
But oh man, that was like, yeah, I'm going into spoilers talking about it, so I can't do that. Just in case people haven't listened to it yet. And I don't want to ruin some of that awesome stuff happens in the last episode, guys. So check it out.
It's good. I can't wait for this weekend, and I'll give, I guess, everybody who's listening still a little... I don't know if this is a tease, honestly. I don't know. But Bo has been apparently asking everybody backstory details. And none of us know why. But he randomly messaged me and he said, hey, thank you so much for sending me the Stanley Billings TMI document. I was like, you're welcome. I said, I've made a few changes since then, very minor things, but here's a few clarifications. And he was like, oh, thanks, that's useful. And then, through independent inquiry, I found out that at the very least, he has also asked Kyle about backstory, and he's asked Kristen about backstory. Now, he claims there's no plan, but damn it, I think there's a plan. I think something's afoot, and I think things are about to get crazy. I don't know, but I cannot wait for Saturday.
Very cool. 6:30 still work for you for ours?
It's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Just making sure. It's not going to be a marathon again, since we're actually continuing.
Right.
So,
we don't have a mandatory stopping point.
Yeah.
Speaking of mandatory stopping points, I'm going to stop the
right.
recording.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, everybody on YouTube. We'll see you later. I tried to sign off in a YouTube way. YouTube!
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Click the bell or something.